Hello everybody, Sunday with Allie time again. I'm Allison J. Waldman, your Barbara Streisand videocaster. This is for Sunday, July 15th. My goodness, how time has flown. Where the year is moving along. Of course, right now we're sort of in the dog days of summer, as they say, and we are waiting and hoping, and I'm sure most of you guys are making plans for the fall. Barbara's got the Release Me, which is may or may not be called Release Me, coming out in the fall. And then we've got the Brooklyn concert coming out in October. We have the Guilt Trip finally coming out in December. And I think I got a tidbit this week that said we may be getting the elusive trailer in August. Now, I don't know whether that's early August, mid-August, late August, but August would be pretty good because everything, like I told you last week, everything else I've heard has been September. So if it comes out in August, maybe it'll be attached to that Tommy Lee Jones, Meryl Streep movie, like I said last week. Maybe it'll be attached to the last Whitney Houston film, Sparkle, which is a musical, and that's coming out. You never know. But one good thing is the way the trailers are released nowadays, it'll show up online. It'll be on IMDb, it'll be on MoviePhone, it'll be on various different outlets. I'm sure most of the Barbara sites will pick it up. I'll certainly try to get a copy of it and put it on the BarbraFiles.com. I'm sure Matt will put it on Barbara Archives so you get the copy. Sal will put it on Barbara Timeless. You know, it'll be circulating everywhere. So keep checking. I will report and let you guys know as soon as I know. And so let's keep our fingers crossed. Now, there was a little bit of guilt trip news this week because Kathy Najimy, who appears in the movie as Barbara's best friend, Barbara's character's name is Joyce, and this is Joyce's best buddy. And there's a scene in the movie where Joyce goes to some kind of a mixer and Kathy Najimy is at the party. So Kathy Najimy was on Bravo's Watch What Happens, the interview show with Andy Cohen, and she was telling some stories. Andy Cohen's a big, Barbara aficionado, and he was asking what was it like to work with Barbra Streisand. Now, I reported this on my Barbara Files website, and I also put it on the Barbara board, but in case you didn't read it, I'm going to tell it to you. So here's what Kathy said. She said Barbara was exactly what you expect Barbra Streisand to be. She was extremely professional. She was watching the lights, the cameras, where everybody was, if everything was in the right place. She may not have been directing, but she was on top of everything. She was a complete, consummate professional. And Kathy said that while she was playing this part and pretending to be a very, all the while she's pretending to be the consummate professional herself, inside she was jumping up and down going, I'm working with Barbra Streisand, I'm working with Barbra Streisand. Because Kathy, when she was 14 years old, went to see Funny Girl 40 times. So I think we can safely say that Kathy Najimy is a Barbra Streisand fan. Later in the interview, Andy Cohen did this rapid fire thing where he asked her to do like word association on the divas that she's worked with. So he asked about Bette Midler, and he asked about Whoopi Goldberg, and he asked about some other people. And when he got to Barbara, he said, what does Barbra Streisand smell like? And Kathy Najimy went, ylang ylang. Now, I don't know about you, but I had no idea what ylang ylang was. I thought maybe it was a fancy French perfume. Maybe it was something I just didn't know. So I looked it up. Ylang ylang is some kind of a fragrance from Indonesia. Or rather, it's used in Indonesia in weddings. It's considered an aphrodisiac, but it's also used in aromatherapy because it has very positive properties. It wards off aggression and anger. It supposedly promotes goodwill and good feelings. And I imagine it must smell pretty nice. They say it kind of smells like I think they said like a gardenia, which would make sense because I think Barbara once said that she liked the smell of gardenia because it was a scent that could not be captured. She said this very, very early on, like 1963 or 64, in one of her lists of interesting things. Barbara was always saying interesting things. So that's the Kathy and Jimmy story. So now we know to go out and find Ylang Ylang and see what it smells like. And we know that Barbara will be in the movie with Kathy and Jimmy. And if you go to the BarbraFiles.com website, my friend Sal from Barbara Timeless sent me a really nice picture, a better picture than the original one that I put up. So if you want to get a really good shot of Barbara and Kathy together, yes, it was a picture off the TV screen, but it's a better picture than the original one I had up. And it's a nice picture, you know? Okay, now I'm checking on my list here, okay? So I wanted to mention to you guys, so as I'm waiting around for this Barbara Guilt Trip trailer, my husband's driving me crazy because he keeps on giving me these little needles, you know? It's like, where's the trailer? Where's the trailer? I think this movie's not really coming out. Where's the trailer? Where's the trailer? I'm sure you have somebody like that in your life too. So I can't wait to see this trailer just to shut Leslie up. And I already made a bet with him that it's going to be a really good movie because he likes to razz me about it. Now we did find out this week that Barbara started working on her Brooklyn concert. Richard J. Alexander has been Facebooking some little tidbits here and there, and he says it's going to be knock your socks off amazing. I certainly hope so. And Barbara is supposedly working at her Malibu home in Grandma's house. That's the name of the sound room that she uses. And supposedly they're poring over her catalog and deciding which songs to do. And wouldn't you love to be in that room as they're playing, you know, Je m'appelle Barbara and, you know, Happening in Central Park and, you know, Simply Streisand saying, you know, should we do Make the Man Love Me Again? What do you think? I don't know. Let me sing it. Let's try it. Let's sing it. Here's a little tidbit, though, guys. And I'm not sure if this is true or not. This is just a, you know, educated guess. Barbara has renewed her friendship with Richard Perry. And Richard Perry did Stoney Ann live concert at the Forum and Barbara Joan. Richard Perry is currently living with Jane Fonda. Jane Fonda and Richard Perry were both at Barbara's birthday party. We read that there was a story on Jane Fonda's website not too long ago that talked about the fact that she was at Barbara's house. I think it was about the time of What Matters Most, and Barbara was playing some of her music, and Richard and her were like reviewing some of the songs that she's done in the past. So I think in Brooklyn, we may get a couple of Barbra Streisand, Richard Perry songs. Now, Barbara's never done a full-out version of Stoney End since Live Concert at the Forum. She did a little tidbit in 2006. She claims she doesn't really get the song. I would love to see her revisit Stoney End. I mean, it's a very up-tempo number. I think the crowd would love it. It was a big hit in the early 70s for her. And if she's really looking at Richard Perry material, I would also love her to do Didn't We again, you know, maybe live. And another one which she's never, well, she only sang it live at the Ellsberg party. Remember she raised money for Daniel Ellsberg? And she sang I Don't Know Where I Stand, the Joni Mitchell song. That is a gorgeous song with a gorgeous, gorgeous arrangement. And it would be beautiful. It would just be lovely. And what a surprise if she sang a song like that. So that's the good news, that she's working on Brooklyn, and that supposedly it's going very well, at least according to Richard J. Alexander. Now, we know he's a very optimistic guy, but I'm choosing to be optimistic too. Okay, now, Hello Dolly is returning to the big screen, 70 millimeter in New York, for one night only. I think it might even be today. It's for Gene Kelly's 100th birthday. They're celebrating at the the Film Society of Lincoln Center, and they're showing Gene Kelly movies, and Gene Kelly, as we know, directed Hello Dolly. So they're showing Hello Dolly, a brand new, restored, remastered 70mm print of Dolly. And I have to tell you guys, if you've never seen Hello Dolly on the big screen, that is one movie that really benefits from being on the big screen. I'm going to tell you a little story. In 1970, the film opened in December 1969. I was living in Miami at the time, and for my birthday, which was December 27, my mother and stepfather got me tickets to see Hello Dolly. Now, Hello Dolly at that point was only in reserved seat engagements. You had to buy the tickets in advance, and we bought the tickets not for like January. So the day we went to the movie, we had to go to Lincoln Road Mall Cinema. It was only one theater back then, not a big multiplex, one theater. And even though we were living in Miami, it was January. It was the coldest January on record. It must have been 30 degrees. And we got all bundled up, and we went to see Hello Dolly, and there was no heat in the theater. Because this is Miami. They have air conditioning. They don't have heat. So there was a crowd of about, 100, 150 people. Everybody was all bundled up, and we're all watching Hello Dolly. And it was such a good atmosphere. Everybody was like singing along with the songs, and the music was making us warm, and it was a wonderful experience. And it was on the big screen. The colors were brighter, the sets were bigger, and Barbra sounded, one thing you can say about Dolly, whether you like her performance or not, I do. Whether you think she was too young for the role, I don't. She sang that role better than anybody ever has. The way she sang Before the Parade Passes By, the way she sang So Long Dearie, the way she started the film with Just Leave Everything for Me, Love is Only Love, it was brilliant. It was brilliant. So if you're in New York, and if you have the inclination and the wherewithal, get yourself to the Walter Reed Theater. I think it's today at 2 o'clock. And go see Hello Dolly on the big screen, 70mm. You will not regret it. Okay, back to my list. I wanted to give you an update on Barbra Memories. I wanted to remind you all, Friday, October 12th, at Jerry Ollinger's Movie Memorabilia Store, we are going to have the book signing. I am doing really, really well with the book. I'm having great success getting stories. Some stories are coming in like right now, and they've been terrific. People are writing, they're really pouring their heart out, but they're sharing good stories. And I'm getting people from all over the world. And I have heard, last week I mentioned I hadn't gotten anybody who's African American. Well, I did this week. As a matter of fact, I got a lovely submission from a little girl in New York City named Marley Marius. And it was wonderful, and it's going in the book. So thank you, Marley. Thank you for writing me. Other people, I just heard from a fella in Panama named Daniel Espinoza. I've gotten some great stories, and I'm really, really excited. And I thank everybody who's sending in your submissions. It's going to be tough to choose which ones make it into the book. I can tell you that much. A lot depends on how many pages the book is going to be and what I can afford to do. But thank you, everybody. Keep sending in your stuff, and don't forget your photos. I need more photos of you, because I got great pictures of Barbra, but I need photos of you to go with your stories. So if you send in a submission, please remember to send in a picture too. I wanted to share this little cute story. This one came from Kathy Blizzy on Facebook. I hope she'll don't mind me sharing this story. She was in Vegas, and apparently Stephen Sondheim came and did some kind of a seminar. And he was doing a question and answer thing. And they asked him about a song that he wrote for Gypsy, which is, actually the line in the song is Goodbye to Blueberry Pie, which is, of course, in some people, Rose sings Goodbye to Blueberry Pie, good riddance to all the folks that I had to go to, whatever. That's how it goes. So somebody asked, was your reference to Blueberry Pie an homage to Oscar Hammerstein, who of course everybody knows was was Stephen Sondheim's mentor and taught him how to be a lyricist and how to be a songwriter. And Oscar, in the song in South Pacific, I'm in love with a wonderful guy, sang, I'm as normal as blueberry pie. So they wanted to know, did Stephen write blueberry pie or use that word, that term, as a reference to Oscar? And he went, no, I just needed a pie that had 3 syllables. So when you hear Blueberry Pie, as sung by Barbara in Gypsy, we will know that it was not an homage to Oscar Hammerstein. It was just a good 3-syllable pie reference. Finally, I wanted to, it's 15:47, and last week I went over to about 20 minutes, and nobody seemed to complain. Although there was one complaint who thinks that I should shut up and mind my own business. But so what? I'm not going to. Most of you guys seem to like my opinions and like what I'm talking about. So I'm going to keep on talking. So anyway, here's my little commentary for the week. Sometimes I think when you're writing online, when you're posting on a Barbra board, or maybe posting on Facebook or responding to something, sometimes we forget that Barbra, as much as she's a very accomplished, confident, defiant, strong personality, is also a human being. And criticism hurts. And she hears the criticism. As a matter of fact, she will remember the criticism more than she'll remember the compliment. So as much as it's like, you know, we all want to sound intelligent and smart and speak out and say, she should have done this, or she should have done that, or why didn't she do this, or maybe she should do that. Let's remember that Barbra Streisand, for all that she is a human being. And she goes into projects like Gypsy, The Guilt Trip, certainly Brooklyn, out to do her very, very best. She's trying to create a great show for us. And maybe she'll do the songs that you want to hear. Maybe she'll do the songs that I want to hear. Maybe she'll do songs that just appeal to her right now. But whatever she does, it's her choice. And it's not really our place to be uber critical. You know, we should try to be supportive. Not that we should be, you know, looking at, I mean, I know there's a lot of people who accuse me of having rose-colored glasses and thinking that everything Barbra does is wonderful. And to a certain extent, that's true. I do think she's pretty damn great. But we should remember that, you know, criticism hurts. And Barbra Streisand, despite everything else, is a human being. So if you write something negative or something questionable, you didn't like the clothes she wears too much black, stop doing this, don't sing that, I wish you'd sing more up-tempo, I wish you'd sing more ballads, I wish you'd do a samba album, I wish you'd do this. Just remember, behind the Barbra Streisand persona, the star, is a real person. A real person, just like you and me, you know? And we should bear that in mind and be a little bit sensitive. Now, maybe you agree with me, maybe you disagree with me, maybe you think because she's a star, she's entitled to all the criticism she can get, but that's my 2 cents, okay? So it's 18:48, and I think I'm going to wrap this up. I am looking forward to having a really good week. I am spending the rest of the day working on Barbra Memories. Can't wait to get into those stories and edit. I want to remind everybody who is going to make it in the book, you will have to sign a release. I will be getting those releases out to you. So please be aware. Be aware. Be aware, because you're going to have to sign a release to get in the book. Let me also give a little shout out to 2 people who are helping me with the book, who are doing a wonderful job. Stephen Baxter, who is helping me. Well, actually help me. He's designing the book, and he's doing a brilliant job. And Todd Sussman, who's helping me with the editing and the proofreading and helping with some contributions. Thank you to Todd Sussman, and thank you to Stephen Baxter. And thank you all for sending in your submissions, because to be honest, There would be no Barbara Memories if you guys weren't sharing your stories. So that's it for this week. This is Allie Waldman, your Sunday with Allie girl, your Barbra Streisand videocaster, signing off. Hoping to feel good this week. Hope you feel good this week. And I will be back next Sunday with more Barbara. Bye-bye.